fees here. We can vote any fee we want for it.
Yes, we can do that as a body. Reed, did you have a question?
No, I was going to tell you, please also remember when you're considering the fees, all that money goes directly back in to the county committee, and come the general time, that money can then be given to a candidate.
Correct.
So you lower your fees, you're not helping yourself, they help your candidates later on.
Reed is making a valid point. So that's the other side of the coin. Okay, the other side of the coin is that the fees all come to the county committee. So we had, how many candidates did we have, Reed, last year? Do you remember that?
I don't remember, but I think we had over $20,000 raised just in fees that we were able to give to you as a general after I lost the primary to max you out. We maxed out to every candidate that was available that ran. So.
Yes, they did. So that's the other side of the coin, is that the money, if the fees are higher, that's more money that you have to give to the candidates that are running. So, you know, we've got to look at both sides of that and give that some thought, but that's something to think about. Now, you can also split it. You can also split that filing fee and say, let's say that in a Democrat held, where there's a Democrat incumbent, maybe the fees need to be lower. We have the ability to do that as well. So there are a lot of things we can do, different combinations. So it is something to think about. Reed does have a valid point on that other side.
I also remember we gave you your filing fee back too when you won your primary.
They did.
Yeah.
So they did return that money to the winners of the primary. So you got that back in your account. So there's good and bad with both sides.
So typically, what is a candidate going to have to raise to run a campaign? Because this is a one fee, but you've got to look at a bigger expense.
Right, so she was asking how much do you have to raise as a candidate, and I'm going to say, just based on my experience, that I think it depends on what district you're in. Because if you're a Democrat running in a heavily Democrat district, you really don't have to work that hard. If you don't have an opponent, which we've had a lot of situations where there were various districts that didn't have an opponent. They don't have to raise anything. Yes, Becca.
I don't think you need to worry so much about raising your money as it's important just to door knock. I know it's not everyone's favorite thing to do, but I was a primary or runoff in general. I was outspent every step of the way. The Palmer way, or the three-way, the Republican primary, the one Democrat, one half Republican. I was outspent, trying to knock my butt off. I mean, the weekend, Wendy out here, Karen. If you don't have the money, you can door knock, because that's what matters. I mean, that's what candidates like to see. In a local election like this, I think 100% is the only reason I'm in my seat today. So don't let people go, oh, I raised 5,000. I think I raised 5, you raised quite a bit more. I mean, so it gets crazy. Don't focus on that and just door knock, you know, give a couple thousand if you can, just to get some door hangers out. You need volunteers to go.
Right, and that's where you guys all come in. So that's why we formed this committee, the Candidate Assistance Committee, is to help these candidates. So they have a little bit of backing. They know people have their backs. They're going to hold signs for them, help them, go hang door flyers, that kind of thing. Yes, Marvin?
I believe at this point, that's where your precinct chairman really is going to be able to make a difference, because he's going to be able to go door knocking with you potentially, and also help build your local army to go to the local area and do the door knocking, do the things that need to be one-on-one face.
And so we'll go ahead and switch maps now that you brought that up. So this is the JP map, just district map. And we have another map, which is the precinct map that he was just talking about. So precinct